7 silent warnings an elderly person is nearing life's end. Advice for the elderly and family. What if your loved one's body is quietly sending signals that time is running short? But these messages are so subtle that most families completely overlook them until it's tragically too late. Today, we're going to explore 7 silent warning signs that may indicate an elderly person is approaching life's final chapter. Signs that are often mistaken for normal aging, but could actually be your only opportunity to provide the comfort, care, and connection that matters most during this profound transition. Welcome. I am your host of the Senior Health Report. If you are finding these insights valuable, please comment below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now let's move forward. The first silent warning involves a dramatic shift in sleep patterns that goes far beyond typical age-related changes. When an elderly person suddenly begins sleeping significantly more during daylight hours while experiencing restlessness and insomnia at night, this could signal that their body is entering a conservation mode where energy is being redirected away from normal daily activities toward maintaining essential life functions. Research from Harvard Medical School indicates that the brain's circadian rhythm regulation can become disrupted during the final stages of life, causing a reversal of normal sleep-wake cycles where the person may sleep 16 to 18 hours per day while remaining alert during traditional sleeping hours. This occurs because the body naturally begins shutting down non-essential systems, starting with the complex neurological processes that govern our internal biological clock. Many families mistakenly attribute this change to depression, medication side effects, or simple boredom. But when this pattern persists for more than a week and represents a significant departure from the person's normal routine, it may indicate that deeper physiological changes are occurring. The key is to track these patterns carefully without trying to force a return to previous schedules, instead focusing on ensuring comfort and safety during both sleeping and waking periods. The second warning sign manifests as a profound loss of interest in food and eating, particularly foods that previously brought joy and satisfaction. This goes beyond occasional appetite fluctuations and represents a fundamental shift where even favorite meals, cherished family recipes, or special occasion treats no longer hold appeal. According to research published in palliative care journals, the digestive system naturally begins to slow its function as the body prioritizes energy allocation toward vital organs like the heart, lungs, and brain. This biological process means that familiar flavors may taste different, food textures may become unpleasant, and the basic drive to eat diminishes significantly. Weight loss often accompanies this change, and attempts to encourage eating through favorite foods or larger portions typically prove unsuccessful because the underlying issue is physiological rather than psychological. The most helpful approach involves offering small portions of easily digestible, comforting foods without pressure or expectations, focusing on maintaining nutrition through whatever the person can comfortably consume while recognizing that forcing food intake may actually cause distress rather than providing benefit. The third silent warning appears as gradual social withdrawal from activities, relationships, and interactions that previously provided meaning and enjoyment. This withdrawal differs from temporary mood changes or brief periods of solitude because it represents a sustained turning inward that affects multiple areas of social engagement. The person may stop participating in regular phone calls with friends, decline invitations to family gatherings, show disinterest in hobbies or activities they once pursued enthusiastically, or simply seem less engaged during conversations. Research from palliative care specialists suggests that this withdrawal serves as a natural psychological preparation process where the individual begins separating from external attachments and turning attention toward internal reflection and resolution. This behavior should not be confused with clinical depression, although the symptoms may appear similar on the surface. The key difference lies in the person's overall demeanor and response to gentle encouragement versus persistent disinterest despite supportive interventions. Understanding this withdrawal as a natural part of the transition process allows family members to offer presence without pressure, maintaining connection through quiet companionship rather than attempting to restore previous levels of social engagement. The fourth warning sign involves changes in mental clarity and perception that may include conversations with deceased loved ones, confusion about time periods, or experiences that seem disconnected from current reality. These episodes differ from dementia or Alzheimer's symptoms because they often occur in individuals who otherwise maintain clear thinking and memory function in other areas of their daily life. Neurological research indicates that changes in brain oxygen levels and neurotransmitter function during the final stages of life can create altered states of consciousness where the boundaries between past and present, memory and reality become fluid. The person may speak with deceased family members as if they were present, recount events from decades past as if they happened recently, or describe seeing or hearing things that others cannot perceive, rather than representing confusion or mental decline. These experiences may serve important psychological functions, providing comfort, resolving unfinished emotional business, or facilitating a sense of connection with loved ones who have passed away. The most supportive response involves listening without correction, allowing the person to express these experiences without judgment, and recognizing that attempting to reorient them to current reality may cause distress rather than providing clarity. The fifth silent warning manifests as a noticeable decline in physical strength and mobility that affects the person's ability to perform routine tasks they have managed independently for years. This goes beyond general frailty or occasional weakness and represents a significant reduction in muscle function, coordination, and overall physical capacity. Simple activities like rising from a chair, walking short distances, lifting lightweight objects, or maintaining balance may become increasingly difficult or impossible without assistance. The American Geriatric Society has documented how the body reallocates energy resources during the final months of life, pulling energy away from muscle maintenance and motor function to support critical organ systems. This process occurs regardless of nutrition intake or activity level because it reflects fundamental changes in how the body prioritizes energy usage. Recognizing this decline as a natural progression rather than a failure of effort or motivation allows families to modify the environment for safety and comfort while adjusting expectations to match the person's current capabilities rather than their previous level of function. Installing safety equipment, removing tripping hazards, and providing assistance with daily activities becomes essential for preventing falls and injuries, while maintaining dignity and independence wherever possible. The sixth warning sign involves changes in breathing patterns that may include irregular rhythms, periods of rapid shallow breathing followed by longer pauses, or overall changes in respiratory rate and depth. These breathing alterations, sometimes called Cheyne-Stokes respiration, occur as the cardiovascular and respiratory systems begin operating less efficiently. The heart may struggle to maintain consistent circulation, leading to fluctuations in blood oxygen levels that trigger compensatory changes in breathing patterns. Research published in respiratory care journals indicates that these changes represent the body's attempt to maintain adequate oxygenation despite declining heart and lung function. The breathing may sound labored at times, become very quiet at others, or include periods where breathing appears to stop momentarily before resuming. These patterns can be alarming for family members who may interpret them as medical emergencies requiring immediate intervention. However, understanding these changes as part of the natural process allows for more appropriate responses focused on comfort rather than aggressive medical treatment. Simple measures like elevating the head with pillows, ensuring adequate room ventilation, and maintaining a calm environment often provide more benefit than complex medical interventions. The seventh and final warning sign involves emotional and spiritual preparation activities that may include resolving old conflicts, giving away meaningful possessions, expressing final wishes, or seeking closure with important relationships. This preparation phase reflects a deep psychological need to complete unfinished business and create meaning from life experiences before death occurs. The person may suddenly express interest in contacting estranged family members, discussing past regrets or unresolved issues, distributing personal belongings to specific individuals, or sharing important memories and life lessons. Research in thanatology, the study of death and dying, suggests that this life review process serves important psychological functions by helping the individual make sense of their experiences, resolve emotional conflicts, and create a sense of completion and peace. This preparation may also include spiritual activities such as increased prayer, meditation, or discussions about beliefs regarding what happens after death. Family members who recognize these activities as normal and important aspects of the dying process can provide invaluable support by facilitating desired conversations, helping with practical arrangements, and honoring the person's wishes regarding final affairs. Dismissing these concerns as morbid thinking or attempting to redirect attention toward more positive topics may prevent the person from achieving the emotional resolution they need during this critical period. Understanding all seven of these silent warning signs allows families to provide more appropriate care, make informed decisions about medical treatment, and focus on comfort and connection rather than cure and recovery. These signs do not necessarily indicate that death is imminent, but they do suggest that significant changes are occurring that warrant attention, understanding, and possibly consultation with healthcare professionals who specialize in end-of-life care. The goal is not to predict exact timing, but to recognize when the focus of care should shift toward comfort, dignity, and meaningful connection rather than aggressive medical intervention. By acknowledging these natural processes and responding with love, understanding, and appropriate support, families can help ensure that their loved one's final chapter unfolds with as much peace, comfort, and dignity as possible. If you are finding these insights valuable, please leave a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform you of healthy habits as you age. Thanks for watching the Senior Health Report.